Welcome to this Metro Lutheran Ministry Financial Opportunity Center video. This is Coach Troy, and today we're going to talk about getting banked. 1 in 4 households in America currently do not use a bank. And there are many reasons why. Some are legitimate concerns based upon past experiences, while others are just exaggerated experiences that they hear from someone somewhere else who once heard that their grandmother's uncle's friend experienced a negative thing with a bank. But I'm going to give you today 4 very real reasons to use a bank or a credit union. Reason number 1 is the safety of your money. If you don't use a bank, where is your money? Let me guess. Is it either on your person, or is it so slickly hidden in your home, right? It's maybe under your mattress. Might be in a coffee can in the pantry. What about under a loose floorboard? Or maybe you're like 50 Cent and you hide it in your refrigerator. Possibly you might even have a small personal safe. While all of those are better than just leaving money lying on the tabletop, obviously, they all share the same problem, and that is they can be stolen or lost, or you could be hit by a tornado, a house fire, a flood, and then what happens to that money? It's just gone. The good news is banks and credit unions are both safe. They're insured. Ever since the Great Depression, starting in 1933 and 1934, banks and credit unions became insured. Every account insured for up to $250,000. Now what that means is that even if there were a disaster, you would still be able to get your money back. The second major reason for considering using a credit union or a bank is convenience and a little inconvenience. You see, banks and credit unions both offer you the ability to pay by check or use a credit card or an ATM with a debit card, to do online banking, and to go into the place of business and request your money. It's a little bit of an inconvenience, but it's convenient enough that you have multiple options. You could still do it. It's a lot better than having your money all on your person, all easily accessible. Because if you are like most Americans, you buy things on impulse. And if you have the money on your person, it's much easier to just go ahead and buy that thing, because of course you're just going to buy it this one time. And of course you always are going to come across moments when you've got to just offer yourself a treat for doing something well. When that money is just hanging loose in your wallet, it's very easy for that to happen far more often than it should. Third, using a bank or a credit union allows you to build a relationship with that bank and that credit union that shows them that you're interested in your finances, that you're working on your finances, and it makes it much easier for you to then become eligible and maybe be approved for loans that otherwise you might have a hard time qualifying for. And then fourth, as we found out in the pandemic, those who had bank accounts were able to get their stimulus checks sooner and more directly than those who did not. Now, before you go out and just jump into the first bank you see, let's consider some things that are important as you consider which bank to choose. Now, take a look at this chart comparing banks and credit unions. Banks are for-profit businesses. They exist to make money. Credit unions are non-profit organizations. Any money they do make is going to be put right back into the organization and to those who own and are members of the organization. Banks are open for anyone. If you have the money, you can go in there and open an account. Credit unions require some affiliation, although in many areas the affiliation can be something as simple as, do you live in this town? Sometimes there are organizations that have their own credit unions, like the Airline Pilots Credit Union and that sort of thing. Banks typically have more access because they have more branches. So here in the Midwest, we have Bank Midwest. They've got banks all over the place. Whereas a credit union probably won't have as many options for you. Credit unions, on the other hand, typically have fewer fees. Again, they're not in it to make money as a corporation. So as a benefit to their members, they typically charge fewer fees. Banks, shareholders own that. People own banks because they know they're going to make money. People may have no interaction with the bank in any way whatsoever other than they own a share of stock. Credit unions are owned by people who have accounts at the credit union. So you're not at the whim of what other people are doing. Banks typically charge higher rates on the loans. Again, they're for profit. Credit unions have a thing called profit sharing, and because your account makes you a member of that credit union, and the members own the credit union, the profit is shared. So whatever percentage of the total amount of money within that credit union you have on account, you'll get that same percentage of whatever profit is going to be paid out. Just one thing to consider about banks or credit unions. They're going to operate pretty much the same. So if we take a look at the account most people probably should start with, that's a checking account. If you just need one account, or if you only want one account, and you probably want a checking account because that typically is going to allow you more transactions per month. It's going to let you make deposits more frequently. It's going to allow you to make withdrawals more frequently than would, say, most savings accounts. And while we don't use checks a lot today, typically you'll be given a debit card to use to access your account in the technology world. But you do want to be aware when looking for checking accounts as to whether or not the account is fee-based or is a non-fee account. While everybody thinks non-fee would be the obvious choice, there is a situation where that it might not be. Most no-fee accounts have limits on the number of transactions. So, if you exceed the maximum number of allowed transactions, there could be a fee for that, and that fee could be bigger than the fee on a different type of account where they charged you a smaller amount just every month and allowed you more access. It's just something to check out. It's not a good or bad thing. It's just something you want to be aware of when you go to get banked. Most banks and credit unions today are offering online access to your accounts. So you can manage your account online, you can pay your bills, and you can do that with online access via a computer, your smartphone, your tablet. You can also link financial apps like Chime and Mint to your accounts, which allows you extra assistance with your spending plans and other issues regarding your financial life. Check into what their policies are regarding ATMs or automatic teller machines. Automatic teller machines tend to run in networks. And if your card, your credit union, your bank is giving you one that is in a network, you can probably use the ATM for free. But some non-network ATMs charge a fee for every transaction you use it for. It's one of the nice things about, say, a credit union account. They tend to let you use all other credit unions. So while I can't get to my credit union very easily from where I work, there is another credit union not far away. So for example, in Kansas City, we could be talking about something like maybe you have an account at Mazuma, but you could use Community America at no fee. Again, something to be aware of to avoid paying unnecessary fees to use your money. Once you're banked, you have your checking account and you're starting to save up some money, you begin to see that there are other reasons to save money that you might want to look into other accounts for. Saving for your emergencies, making your big purchases, cars, homes, paying for education, and just being comfortable in knowing that your money is saved somewhere where it is safe at the same time. If you'd like to talk about your finances, talk about banking, or any other financial topic, make sure to contact us here at Metro Lutheran Ministries Financial Opportunity Center. You can follow us on Facebook, find us on Twitter, and of course you can watch all of our videos here on YouTube. Our number in the Kansas City metro area is 816-285-3131.